This is the video for 4.4, metric system. Metric system is the second last file in the tab section. It involves creating a table that looks like this. Now there are a few things to take a close look at on this table. The first is the name and date section. The name and date section is also shown on your printout in your booklet as having a .leader tab that is set up as shown here. Let's zoom in on that just a little bit. So we have a tab that starts the line, we have a tab that ends the line, and this tab here at 2 inches is an underline leader tab. So an underline leader leaves a trail of underline as it approaches the tab. So I'll show you how to do that. We're also going to put the title in the middle. We're going to line up this text here so that it's justified. And then we have two sections of text. We have the top section, which is shown in the source file in blue, and the bottom section, which is shown in red. Now both of them have the same right tab over here on the right hand side that lines up the third column on its right, but they have different center columns. This section here in the top section is going to be a right tab, the bottom section is going to be a left tab, and they're right at about 3 1/4 inches. So let's reduce that down a little bit. Put that off to the side so we can keep an eye on it. And let's do some work here. So first of all, the name and date section. It's both paragraphs at once we're going to affect. We're going to have a start of the line at 1/2 inch and an end of the line at 2 inches. Now when I double click here, and remember I'm only affecting these two paragraphs because that's all that's highlighted, I click on the 2, I make that an underline leader tab. Set. And I say OK. And once I've done that, watch what happens. I hit the tab key after name, it moves me out to the first tab. I hit the tab key again, and it moves me out to the second tab. I do the same on the date row, hit tab, hit tab. The advantage of that, of course, is that I can easily change the length of that line by changing the location of this tab. So whenever I'm making a form, that's the best way to go. It's an underline leader tab. Now let's get to the rest of the table. That's going to be 18 point, and it's going to be bold, and it's going to be centered. And it looks like it's going to be underlined as well. This section here, this entire paragraph, is going to be justified, and this is how we justify here. Now if you're using a different version of Word, it'll look a little bit different, but it's the same type of a toolbar. So that's straightened up. Now let's look at the blue section. The first thing I'm going to do, because I can see a whole bunch of space hyphen space and space hyphen space, I'm going to take all of this stuff and I'm going to use my replace command to take space hyphen space and put it in a tab. So I want to search the remainder of the document. You know, we don't have to do this. I highlighted the blue and red sections before running the replace, so I don't really need to search the rest. So now in between each of these we have a tab and a tab, and that means if I start messing with the tabs on the ruler here, it's going to affect the position of any of the paragraphs that I have highlighted at the time. So I'm going to do the blue section first. I'm going to set the right tab at 3 1/4. Let's click and put it in there. I know that's a left tab, I'll change it later. And it looks like there's another tab going in at 6 1/2. Now I can't put it right at 6 1/2, but I can put it next to 6 1/2 and slide it on top. So this isn't looking correct yet, but once I double click on either of them, I take my 3 1/4 dot leader, and it's a right tab, set. And the one at 6 1/2 is a dot leader and a right tab, set. And I say OK, and there's my top section. Bottom section is the same thing again. The only difference is that middle tab is going to be a left tab in the bottom section. So let's put in that left tab at 3 1/4. Let's put in another left tab and slide it onto 6 1/2. And I can double click on either one of these. It's easier to use this one because you won't accidentally click on the wrong thing. So At 325, it's going to be a dot leader and left. That's correct. So set. And the one at 6.5 is going to be a right and a dot leader. Set. Okay. And it looks like it's almost done. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't placed these words in italics. You know how to do that already. I just hold down my Alt key, click and drag. And Control I is my shortcut to do that. It's all in italic. And that means I am done. And good luck with yours.